Okay guys, Brent Hull Wednesday design video. Got a job in Montecito out in California, historic district. They want a kind of an ADU that needs to be kind of fixed up, given some life. So we're giving some life to it. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, so working on a house in California, Montecito, the homeowner basically came and said, I don't really love kind of how this is being put together. And if you look at this perspective, you see that what the architect's done is he's made these huge brackets that support this overhang. So they want the overhangs because they need the extra square footage above this garage, and they've got approval for doing that. So they wanted to kind of improve this and fix this. And so I didn't like these cantilevers. I thought they looked contrived. I don't even know how you would build those. And so we want to infuse into this design things that make good sense in this view of it, as you can see us, kind of drawn over it. And this is, again, my design team that's really just doing a great job. This is Ashlyn. She's worked on this and helped us out. But look at the difference between the way that if we put some little sweep into this house, how it completely transforms it from a box to something that with life. And you'll see if you look at the drawings and kind of some of the details we were trying to figure out is how do we support this? How do we create believable kind of connections to give this house kind of this oomph and this character? And so, it starts with kind of building, believable ties and believable brackets. We had Ashlyn was working through kind of the rubble stone and then how this works and how this comes up. Really some great work here, but the sweep in this design really helps. Notice how we've changed the windows from these kind of open light, boring windows to something much more dramatic. And so we're changing the size of them, but certainly the divided light really helps. And I don't know if that, if it's just too busy or if it just doesn't look historic, but something about the way this is coming together with these brackets and the way that bracket is supported and how that cantilever carries across and how it's supported. Notice how simple changing the doors to a panel design underneath a divided light makes a huge difference. I think that is dramatic, going back with an old way of building versus this, because there isn't a good precedent for this historically, and probably even if it was mine, I'd probably say we even go with a single door, not a double door. But putting a light in here helps kind of soften the kind of wall of concrete here that we need to get rid of. And here's where craftsmanship can get involved, but the way that you put shingles on the house, the sweep, the look of the rafter tails, if it has a kind of a decorative tail to it. Notice the stonework and how, taking a block stonework, but this one actually has some corbelling and a catch for sparks, really enlivens this and makes it just so much more appealing, so much more inviting. Just those kind of details really help out. If you look on the garage side, that too is something that's just enlivened with architectural detail. Going from a 4x16 panel door to something that has, real reminder of the Green & Greenhouse, right? If we go out just down to Pasadena and we look at those, the way the Green & Greens did their stuff, it's much more exciting. And so, I don't know whether it's the hatching, but certainly the organization of these windows that they build this height, they build this presence that really makes us want to stay in there. And so Ashlyn did a great job on this one, really looks inviting, really is in a much more intriguing design, and getting rid of these faux corbelled brackets that I just don't find they have strong architectural precedent in early 1900. This looks like the kind of bracket that you might see on a train depot in the 1880s, but because there's no decoration on it, because there's no detail in it, they look kind of false. I mean, I can't even imagine how you would even make those, what that would look like. So changing the scale of these brackets and changing how the decorative tails and the ends and how this could be cantilevered. But certainly the sweep that she put in here, I think enlivens this. And this to me looks like something that could be from the early 1900s, something that could have that character and that feel that is timeless. And this, unfortunately, doesn't look as timeless. What is the difference? How do you enliven architecture, right? You do it with craftsmanship, right? You do it with design and working through architectural details. I showed you these elements where we're actually pegging joinery, and the joinery is actually slipping into with mortises and tenons. There's chamfered edges on the beams. There's all of these subtle, small little pieces that give it character and give it life. The problem with a lot of the new building and the new construction going on today is it's being made from kind of plastic, and it's being made, there's no wood, there's no craftsmanship and integrity being put into it. And so it comes down to little details like this. It comes down to, you know, the sweep and the design of the kind of the main body that really enlivens and kind of builds life into this thing. And so, you know, look how we've got these timbers going across here in kind of the green and green manner, and the organization of these windows. Now this tower element, or this kind of large element that's being supported, has tons of character. This is the kind of space that you'd want to go into, that you'd want to hang out in, right? You'd want to sit in there and look out. You'd want to go into that space because it's inviting. So building that kind of character and that kind of feel with it happens with the materials, right? This rubble stone is really important, that the big stones would be in the bottom, the smaller stones at the top. The way this siding is organized and put on there, the sweep in this building, the timbering and the pegging, right? Materials, craftsmanship, character, window organization, all a bunch of little things that make a huge difference when they kind of all come together. It gives it fresh life. Okay guys, so an historic house, really just materials, craftsmanship, detailing, really make it a lot better, right? Ashton did a great job on that one. That's my design team as we're coming together, getting more of these done, building more plans, doing more plans for people. It's a lot of fun for us. I'm Brent Hull. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching.